Okay. All right, Lou, do you prefer?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Lou, you know, I've been talking to a number of people who made some quite serious allegations, possibly, against the Humane Society here and how it is operated and how it is run. Yeah, I guess the first charge, most of all, is, and they've got a number of them, is some financial discrepancies that they have noted, and have a copy of your tax returns from last year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Maybe you can explain a few things to me. Let's first off explain, you know, if you can be as brief as possible.
Sure.
If you can explain how much of the money that you take in is spent each year on investigating animal cruelty cases and paying for the animals themselves.
Well, again, that's really hard to divide. I mean, all the operating cash from our $300,000 budget goes to caring for the animals. I don't have it divided into what we spend on investigation per se, but like I say, once we take an animal in on investigation, of course, we feed and house it and, you know, keep it until the court process is through and whether or not it was turned over to us or back to the owner. Just on the 4 horses that we've been keeping, in one case, we have over $5,000 from last year, just on 4 horses. So that might give you an idea. Just basically, you know, one case there is already over $5,000. I'm sorry.
How about why does the Humane Society have almost $1 million on hand?
Well, again, like I had said earlier, it's not $1 million in cash. First of all, $650,000 is in building and equipment. Another $650,000 is in an endowment fund. It's in a permanent endowment fund. And we basically got that amount through people that have died and left us this money in bequests. And it was stated in their bequest that they would like it to be put into our permanent endowment fund. Basically, what we want to do is hopefully become self-sufficient with that to a point where we wouldn't have to go to the public or get any funds and go out and seek, you know, funds from other people, and we could be completely self-sustaining.
Okay. How come you don't spend that money on animals?
Oh, it is. All the interest from the endowment is used on the animals right now.
Other humane societies in other counties, when we've done some checking, they take all the money that they get in each year and spend all the money that they have each year on the care for animals.
Mm-hmm.
Why is your philosophy different in having all the money that you take in? You've got $911,000 in the bank.
I don't think our philosophy is so much different. Like I say, the endowment is there to grow and is a growth situation. So eventually we can become self-supporting, as I said, you know, to begin with.
Okay. How much money did you take in from members last year?
You have the figures right in front of you.
Okay, can you tell me how many members that you do have?
Approximately 1950.
1900, 1950.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. You stated in a newsletter just a month or two ago that you had 4,000.
Right. Now, well, those 4,000, that's all the donors totally that we do have, that we mail a newsletter to.
Okay.
They are on our mailing list. 4,000 donors a year and 1,950 members, actual dues members.
Okay. And they pay how much each year?
$1,250 or more.
Okay. 1,900 times 1,250. That should turn into. How come you only list that it was you took in $17,000 from dues last year? That's a minimum. It's a minimum.
And then it's broken into donations as well, dues and donations, like I say.
Okay. Let me just do some quick figuring. Since you know, I had it figured out that you had 4,000. How come you stayed 4,000?
Well, that is my mistake. It's 4,000 people we mail our newsletter to.
Okay. But they're not all dues-paying members?
No, they're not.
Okay. Okay, but you do list them as 4,000.
Yes, I did. Yes.
You should take care of that.
Yes, I will.
Times 1,250 here. Let's see. Just work that out. I mean, just a rough estimate. That should be possibly in excess almost of $25,000.
Mm-hmm.
How come is it that you've only got $17,000?
Well, again, like I say, the other part is probably listed under donations there.
Yeah, but I mean, it should be at a minimum. If you say that you've got that many members, at a minimum of almost.
Well, too, Ross, like I say, throughout the year, the membership will go up and it will go down. And like I say, I was quoted wrong. I said it wrong that we had 4,000. That is incorrect. But like I say, you know, but the figures are what they are.
Okay. So you're not sure You're saying that there could be more money taken in from members, or could be less money?
Well, like I say, the money is then either in donations or it is under dues.
Dues.
Yes.
But you don't have any idea where the extra money should come from if you're paying $12.50 a person and you've got 19.
Well, like I say, some
for a yearly membership.
Well, like obviously, some people, some people, like I say, I was wrong in classifying all people as 4,000 as members, and I will change that.
Okay. How about your investigative unit here? It's a very rural community. You get calls, I'm sure, all the time of people. How come other counties the size of your county have 4 investigators with less of a budget than you have, and you have only 1?
I wasn't aware of that. I don't know what the other counties are doing. Chris and I, like I say, have been able to handle the investigations, we feel, fairly well. And actually, we've had a 100% prosecution rate on all the cases we've brought to the prosecutor.
How many have you brought?
Well, like I say, by next week or a week after that, I'll be able to tell you exactly for last year how many convictions we've had and so forth. Obviously, this is January 2nd, and we don't have the figures, but we are working on them.
How many? I mean, can you give me a general idea?
Well,
I mean, some county. I mean, it shouldn't be over 10. I mean, some counties would be
yeah.
that age.
Yeah, it's over 10.
I mean,
yes. Yeah.
Okay, that you brought to them, or you got convictions on, or what?
Yeah, that we've gotten convictions on. I would say yes. Yeah.
So you say 10.
Yes.
And that's with the county prosecutor.
Throughout the county, through Alliance, through Massillon, and through City.
Okay. And you'll say 10. So if I check that, that'll be 10.
Right.
10.
Yeah.
Okay. Why do you have only 1 investigator?
Again, like I say, between Chris and myself, we've been able to answer all the cruelty calls that we've gotten in.
Okay. There's some other people that charge that you haven't been able to answer. They say that repeated calls to your office, if you've been able to handle them, the recent case at the Scarborough farm, a number of calls, and you had stated to them that you had said you did not have time to come out and investigate that case.
That's never been said. There's nowhere for them to prove that. That's never been said.
Okay.
No.
You never said that at all?
No. No.
When they initially called you about the case, how come you didn't go out right away?
Well, who said we didn't? I mean, again, I don't understand what you're saying here.
Okay. They had all these, there was a number of calls to your office, from what I understand. There's a lot of people claiming that they did call you, and I really have no reason to believe that they did not.
Well, right. And like I said, we certainly went out and investigated.
Okay. How come the city prosecutor, or the prosecutor, made the comment that he didn't feel that you went out and investigated the case?
No, I'm sorry he felt that way. I think we did the very best we could, and again, I think you should ask him. We really did our very best on that case that we could.
Okay. Do you feel that they said that they had called in as far as 3.5 years ago? Do you have any record?
Right, yes. I would imagine the Scarborough case started in '89, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
How come it took until this year for this to come to fruition?
Well, again, asked the prosecutor. When we brought the case originally in April, they wouldn't press charges. We're just information gatherers. We do that. We take it down to the prosecutor. And as I said, we've been investigating since '89. And when the prosecutor took the case, we went ahead with it.
If you are just information gatherers, how come it says under the Ohio animal cruelty laws, if you look at bylaws, in the bylaws book, section 171706, it says you do have investigative powers.
Right, and that's what we do.
You are able, you're not information gatherers, but you are able to make an arrest once you're out there.
Right. Well, like I said, we do use the facilities available to us, like the Sheriff's Department, and we prosecute through the city prosecutor. And we do bring all the information to the prosecutors. They make the decision that has been and always has, so far as I know, has been that way. They'll make the decision whether or not we have probable cause or enough information to prosecute.
So you're admitting to me that this case was brought to you in 1989, and you never brought it until a prosecutor?
We investigated because we still, at that time, did not have enough evidence for cruelty. That's what I'm saying to you.
What do you need?
Evidence of cruelty. Veterinarian statements and documentation that the animals are being cruelly mistreated.
Okay. And you didn't have enough of that?
We did not, no.
2 years?
Right. It was an unfortunate case, and it was very marginal.
Yet it got a conviction on pictures alone.
Eventually.
On pictures alone.
Yes.
You say the case was marginal?
Yes, yes, for many, many, many months, yes.
And you didn't even take the pictures that were presented in court?
The person was working with us, and we had agreed we would do the video work while they did the still pictures for the Humane Society at the time. Yes.
I see. Can you tell me a little bit about your training?
Well, other than, like I say, I've been with the Humane Society since 1979. Many workshops through the HSUS, the Academy of Humane Society of the United States, American Humane, going through their conferences and so forth, and just working on the job working skills.
Okay. Let's see what else I have here. Some members of your nonprofit organization have complained that they're dues-paying members, however which should entitle them to a copy of the bylaws.
Mm-hmm.
Do you give them a copy of the bylaws upon request?
That's up to the board and the president of the board.
That's not your responsibility at all?
No. No.
But do you have copies on hand?
No, I don't. No.
Where could a copy of that be?
You would have to contact the president of the board.
And what would he say?
And I don't know. You'd have to put it in writing and request a copy of the bylaws.
Okay. If I wanted a name to all the names of all your board members, could I get one?
Mm-hmm.
Could I get a list?
Sure.
Could you give me a list right now?
Sure. Yes.
There would be no problem. Okay. Do you have an investigative procedure here?
Yes, we do. Yes.
Okay. And you're still confident that you can handle all of these cases?
All the calls that have come into us, yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Do you think that your county is no different, that you'd probably have about the same amount of cases as or complaints as a county such as Wayne County or something? I
don't know what Wayne County does. I can't answer that.
Okay. Hey, don't you feel the slightest bit of uneasiness about having $1 million budget and not spending any of it, or $1 million in the bank almost and not spending?
No, we have, like I say, a $650,000 endowment, and no, I'm like I say, that's for growth, and we're trying to become self-sufficient, and hopefully eventually we can.
And then you won't ask for donations anymore?
That would be our goal, absolutely, is to be completely self-sufficient. Yes.
Okay. How do you feel about the way you've run the place here at all in the home?
Well, from the board members on down to the volunteers to the staff, I think I'm very proud of the organization and be a part of it. And I always want to improve. And there has been some suggestions made which have been initiated since the Scarborough case in particular. And we do want to continue to improve, and we hope to. But I'm very, very proud of the organization, as is the board, and I think anybody you talk to. And we'll just continue to try to do our best.